To have your clip VOD reviewed, go to my Discord server and go to the VOD review channel, follow the format, and then post your video. For the first build, we're going to have a Drake mod, Chain Warden, Iron Singer, no attunement. Iron Singer, oh my god, I hate Iron Singer, I can't lie. Heart fighting Iron Singer, but oh, that's just MW drip though, I can't lie. Got the glasses on, all right. We're gonna start the fight and you need to stick to them one. So a lot of the time, like you need to lower like elo. You're in a good server, so it really is just kind of like parry issue. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to not just say you kind of should have just parried this, but honestly, these things happen to me sometimes. You get hit by that stray, you didn't realize it started. That's fine, but then right here, you roll way too early, so you don't get the hit there on the second. But even if I was a bit closer, you probably would have been able to hit you. So right here, for example, we got hit. He goes for the feint, and you roll way too early, Rachel. You want to be able, you want to, like, especially if you're against heavy, you want to really wait out the swing, because their swing takes like quite a while to actually reach you. So you kind of roll way too early here. And then you also end up rolling the air right there as well. So against a better heavy user, they're 100% going to hit you there with some sort of mantra, or if they're going to do something like a strong left feint, one of the best feints on heavy from what I've seen. So you have to be careful when you're rolling against dagger, something like that. You gotta just randomly roll, I'm be honest. But if you're against like heavy, you can take your time with your rolls and really make sure you hit that roll for sure. If you didn't get hit there, so that's all good. That's fine. That's good. Trying to predict the event, that's good. But see right there, like again, it really is just parry issue. You know what I mean? Like it literally is just a parry issue. Like there really is no reason why I should have hit you right here. You just missed your parry, but it's fine. Like as the more you play, the more, if you play with the intent to parry, the easier time you'll have to parry just as you play, right? Like you need to go into the chime match with intent to not just to win, not just to run around like a monkey and mage spam. No, you have to go with the intent to improve your skills and improve your parrying. If you go in with that intent, you're gonna realize you're gonna play a lot more defensive. Not passive, okay? There's a difference between passive and playing defensive. There is a difference. But when playing a lot more defensive, you'll naturally get better at parrying. And from naturally getting better at parrying, you'll be better at playing the game overall. And then eventually you don't have to have that mindset. You can just go to a fight and you could just play offensively and still be pretty good at parrying. Not as good if you're just playing purely defensively, but you'll still be good at parrying. One near there again. Nice. I like it, but... Okay, that's another thing as well right here. So a lot of people, like, they like to do this, which is try to predict the vent. This is not ideal. Like, trying to predict someone's vent is usually not hard. We'll see if they do it again, but doing it a bit after. Not gonna lie, that's kind of unlucky. I can't lie. Gotta be faster in your crit. You did it right there, actually. Let me see that real quick. You kind of didn't follow up, but look, I was gonna say, like, trying to predict someone's event is more often than not just not worth it, because every time you try to predict their vent and they don't vent, you miss out on probably more damage that you could have dealt to the opponent, and this adds up in a fight. So while it is like you can try and do it, for the most part you're just gonna get more damage output by not taking that random guess. Just continually trying to deal with as much damage as possible, or instead trying to predict your vent. Go for a monster feint, just continue the combo instead of trying to predict that event. Because, I mean, eventually you kind of like in the higher elos, like they will definitely vent, but in the lower, like they kind of don't be vented that much, I'm be honest. But definitely in higher elo, you probably do want to maybe learn to predict more. So I don't like give a tip that only works in low elo and not like high elo, but like even like high elo myself, or like I'd be like predicting an event. They don't vent, it's like, well, I could have gone on a 3-1, which is like 8% for me because I deal a lot of damage. I'm just like, don't always try to predict, like, you continue the combo. You can continue the combo and learn how to continue that combo too. But yeah, a lot of it's just kind of miss parry. Like it's just. Some weird lag right there. What the? That's kind of weird. Nice. Also for impel, when you want to use impel, you want to be literally right up in their face. Like you guys are both like face to face. Like your hands are literally touching each other at that point. Like usually, like, I mean, you still got to hit off, but like from my experience using impel, even if they're the best player in the world, you literally cannot parry impel if I go right up to your face. Like look at my mouse. Like I'm here and they're right here, and I use impel. It guarantees at least one hit of insignia, which makes my next mantra basically almost true. So yeah, if you want to use impel, just be up in their face and spam that, because it's such a free mantra to use, like for real. Also, I definitely do recommend to go Insignia on Impel as well, because I mean, usually with Impel, you're not landing the full thing. You land like a single hit of it, a single tick. And if you have Insignia, that single tick will just give you that free Insignia proc, which will make your next mantra basically instant, which makes it true, and it helps you create a combo. Bloodless heals you 1%, but having an Insignia will probably heal you more percent if you use a mantra with your Bloodless after landing the Insignia Impel. That makes sense. Again, so you try to predict that event right there, and you miss out on more damage, and you don't end up rounding that rocket lance. So notice as well, you're not really using a lot of your kit. I mean, I see you have Reinforce, right? And I think you do. I want to see you have Ring of Pestilence. I'm trying to see if I can find it on your body, but we'll see after your next summon if you have it or not. Yeah, right there again, like you probably have. I mean, this mantra is kind of not mantra, but that move, that time right there is kind of hard. I can kind of see why it'd be kind of hard to defend against it, but it's just kind of like F, like right there. But you didn't get it. It's tough. That goes for parry, but they patched that finally. That is all. I'm gonna be honest. That is not even your fault. That is not even your fault. I'm be so honest. That is pretty brain dead. So I can't even blame you for this. You're meant to be able to vent it too. You can't even vent it. Standard gameplay, like right there in your face, and you're right up in the face. You want to be using Impel. You want to be using Impel. Finally use Restraint. Kind of entered there for no reason. Didn't need to do that. See, it's when you want to be using Impel, right up in their face, like that. I don't like you miss parry. Okay, let's see. Do you have Pestilence Ring? I don't think you do. Okay, you don't. Okay. The thing with Reinforce is you only want to have Reinforce if you have a Ring of Pestilence, because there's literally no, unless you're like 800 HP or something like that, like a crazy HP build or like a really super sustained build. If you do not have a Pestilence Ring, which I don't think you do, because I don't really see the white powder around them, do not use Green Reinforce, because it's literally doing nothing for you but extending the fight. Green Reinforce heals both you and your opponent 3 or 4%. You're doing nothing but extending the fight. Now, if you are 1%, you have viscosity, then yes, it is beneficial for you to use it. For the most part, throughout the fight, probably better for you to use a different mantra, or just use the mantra. It's just a good mantra. You don't got to be using Green Reinforce. You can just use the mantra, because 10% damage reduction is still pretty good to have, and you're not even using your Reinforce, which is kind of crazy for how like free of a mantra it is. But for those who do Green Reinforce, only do it if you land at M1 with Ring of Pestilence, so you always heal a net positive more than your opponent. And if you are not, I mean, again, like viscosity 1%, you want to use it then too. Or you're just using it in general for just a more DR, and you're just not using Reinforce. It's like, again, like, why go to these mantras if you're not going to use them? I just have it too. Sometimes I just forget, like, oh, I got Sing. I forgot I had my mantra Sing. If you, like, you don't want to be forgetting you have this mantra. You want to be using this mantra. It's a good mantra to use, so use the mantra. You're not using the mantra. Gotta use your mantra. Use the mantra. Metal Ball, bit of a mobility mantra. I don't think it's that good, but the other mantras all your mantras are good. All these mantras are really good. Y'all be using all of them. Yeah, a lot of this, honestly, though, is just kind of miss parry. Like, you just missed your parry. That's good, though. Good crit. That also, okay, so right here, where they go for the Shadow Gun. Actually, no, you couldn't parry them. My fault. I thought your parry was on cooldown. Well, they don't. My fault. Well, you want to be trying to parry the guard breaks, though, because they get a lot of posture back, so. Also, kind of entered here for, basically no reason. You really know anything about that, but that would be like your last bit of tempo. But you do end up winning the fight. So it's really good. But let's do some few takeaways from this match. So you did end up winning the fight. That's good. We definitely could have played it a lot better. I did not see a lot of combos, right? It was mostly like 1 or 2 combo strings, and that's it. Because a lot of time at the start, you were kind of just trying to predict your event. And trying to predict your event, you ended up just missing out on free extra damage. And that's not good. You want to be able to predict. No, you don't want to predict your event. I mean, you can try. What I'm trying to say is, like, instead of predicting your event, try and just continue that combo, which will get you probably more damage output than taking that 50-50 guess. Another thing is that why go Reinforce if you're not going to use it? It just does not make sense. Another thing, using Impel right up in their face. Another thing, parry issue, right? So you got a lot of parry issue, okay? And to try and fix the parry issue, I highly recommend you watch my How to Get Good at Deepwoken video. If you genuinely watch that video and do what I tell you in that video, I can guarantee you're gonna see improvement in your elo. No matter what elo you are, you will literally see yourself improve if you follow the instructions in the video. Because everyone's main issue I see in all these VOD reviews is predict parrying, or they just don't know how to parry. Like they just are not parrying well. If they don't go into fights with the mindset of I'm going to parry everything. I'm going to parry everything. I'm going to sustain. I'm going to spam T on my keyboard. I'm going to stay at 100% HP. You're not going to know with that mindset. I could tell you're not going to know with that mindset. If you do go into that mindset, you will see drastic parry improvement, and you will see yourself climb elo. You actually want to get good at deepwoken. You got to do it. You got to get good at parrying first. Once you get good at defense, the rest of you getting good at the game, it just comes with the rest. You know what I mean? Like it just flows with you. You know. But yeah, overall parry issue. Try to chain your monsters more. Again, like I don't use iron sinks. I can't say, oh, you know, metal fake it into rocket. Like I don't know the iron singer kit. Most iron singers I fight are mostly heavy iron sing. So just kind of be spamming iron kick. I'm gonna be honest. And like caltrops. Hey, you might want to pick up caltrops too. I'm not gonna lie. Caltrops is a pretty good mantra. But let's say about it. So hopefully from this you take away going with the mindset to parry better, and that's like the main thing. I think just if you just learn to parry better, the rest will come with you. I know I said a lot, but the rest of the game will just like, it will just flow. You'll just know. You will just know. Genuinely. All right, second fight, same guy, same build, and they're going to be going against a Reaper guy. Honestly, I'm not sure what it to me. We're going to find out together, but here, you actually use Reinforce, which is good. Okay, you use Reinforce. I don't know why you didn't use it in the last fight, but they're using it too. That's good. Free damage reduction. Should be doing that. Might be just a no-to guy, actually. I'm not even sure. Pretty standard gameplay. Should I only just parry that? Did you do that? Good. Okay, so right here. Okay, to be fair, like the first time you see the mantra, you look, you do be rolling the air against it, but yeah, it seems to be like you're against like a new kit you haven't probably not seen before, but like right here, it's pretty simple. You don't roll that, you wait for the go down, and then you roll. This is one of like the easiest. Like once you learn the mantra, this is very easy to avoid. You kind of got hit because you rolled the air, and then he punished you for that, right? That's good. I don't like it there. Also, it's definitely not ideal to just use Rocket Lance like whenever. Like using Rocket Lance randomly like that. Like it's really, really rare you land that. And I think Rocket Lance has like a decently high cooldown, so you don't really want to be using Rocket Lance like randomly like that. You know what I mean? It's probably better for you to go like for a rapid flash instead of a random Rocket Lance. And then after a rapid flash, to go move for like a crit, then Rocket Lance, something like that, and rather say random Rocket Lance like that. That is kind of that look, you do not be lying. I'm not sure what you have. Oh, you have a blast on Metal Fake Out. Okay, I probably recommend going Insignia on Metal Fake Out instead. If you go Insignia Metal Fake Out, you're already right up in their face. You can make that next monster mad quick. You make Metal Kick like almost instant after that Metal Fake Out if you land that, or even Rocket Launch. You can make that basically instant 250 Insignia. Plus, like how often I mean, if you're trying to chase someone down in a gank, like okay, I can see why you want to be spamming Metal Fake Out, but for the most part, I'd probably go Insignia for like charm stuff like that. That's why I went on Insignia on Exhaustion Strike instead of Blast because, you know, it is a back shot mantra. It's still better just have the Insignia on it because you make the next mantra just instant. It just gives more value to the mantra itself for how easy it is to land. Okay, nice. Kind of slow gameplay here. Not really much else to say. Kind of rolling near there. Right now, there's really not much for me to say. Like these kind of just back and forth. I mean, you are kind of predict rolling. I can't lie, but I wouldn't say though, if you're not using your kit, I have the same issue. I have my whole toolbar off cooldown. Don't be doing that, okay? You got mantras. You're not Silent Heart. Okay, you're not Silent Heart. Use your mantras. Learn to M1 instantly, or use Restrain a lot. Yeah, so what do you want to do for Restrain, right? You want to treat Restrain like a garbage in its usage, where you just want to immediately use it. No feint, nothing, just after parry, just immediately use Restraint, right? If you're on medium, you want M1 feint into Restraint as fast as possible. If you're on light, you want to use Restraint, similar to like how a Garbrick is used. And in doing so, line of Restraint, M1 again, Rupture. These are one of my bread and butter type combos that I can land usually at least once in a fight. If not, I get that chain on them, which is also really good because now I have the pressure to use Rupture whenever I want. So if I'm using your mantra there, that's how you can use restraint, something like that. Because right now it's just a back and forth of who can predict roll the worst. You know what I mean? Like you gotta be using your mantra or reinforce again. It's off cooldown. You're not using it. Right there, look. You try to predict. Look, hold on, look. Right here. If you try to do there. Right here. Why did you go for the parry? Why? Why? You're trying to predict that event. Okay, that's you're trying to get that cool clip. But because of that, you missed out on some extra that could have gotten that for an M1 for like a back shot rocket lance. Very, very easy over here, but nothing happened because you tried to predict an event that just did not happen. So you missed out on more damage. Like again, like on average, you're gonna get more damage off by not predicting that event. It's true. It's just true. And higher elo, that's when you do got to be predicting those events. So I can't lie. But even when I predict those events, like half the time I predict the event, and then I just replayed it. But half the time I predict the event, and then I still like don't even get like the punish on that. So they still end up like parrying, right? So it's like. Nice, but okay, so whenever you land any single M1, okay, so keep it as this is like the cap. The cap is 2 M1s. When you land those 2 M1s, their parry is this is heaviest like 1, I think, but heavy, well, not heavy and below, but medium and below. If you land those 2 M1s, their parry frame is back. Do not M1 again. It's not going to work. Do not M1 again. So let's see what you did here. I have the same issue too. I'm trying to fix it now because they finally made the mantra fainting fix, which makes mantra fainting feel so much better to do. Generally, so much better to mantra faint now. So luckily there's that now. But so I'm just show you guys real quick what I meant. So they go for the guard break. It's great. Nice 2 M1s. 2 M1s. Their parry frame is now back, and or not even parry, just a roll, like everything's back. On 2-3 he did miss, but they were gonna parry that though. The parry frame was back. It's pretty rare they miss the second parry. Even if you try and feint, it's just an easy roll for them. So what you want to do is M1, M1, and then you want to mantra feint something. So M1, M1, maybe another M1 into a master flourish. Like you feint the M1 into the master flourish, then you feint the master flourish, and you continue with M1, M1, back shot exhaust strike, continue from there. Something like that. On your kick, you can do M1, M1. Into like, I'm trying to think, M1, M1, into M1 again to feint rocket lance, into crit, into rocket lance. Again, I'm just kind of speaking up from like nothing right now because I do not use your kit, but the more you use your kit, the more you're gonna know like, okay, this low-key, this might be the mantra. Like for medium, it's usually master flourish, people like the feint. M1, M1, master flourish feint, continues the string of combos with more feints. Because you want to continue it as long as possible with the shaky block. Never ever go for 2 M1s in a row. It's just not going to work. Try to be talking over to parry back up, and it's just a bad habit. If you're something like Salahart, you want to use maybe find a way to use your crit in that combo. Or I mean, you got Salahart kit too, right? Something like that. But yeah, 2 M1s for the most part, not really going to work out. Not really going to work out, or not. It's gonna work. It's not going to work out as well as it could. Again, you try to predict your event. Again, so you try to predict your event. And trying to predict your event, you missed out on more damage. Okay, you missed out on way more damage you could have gotten if you did not predict that event. Now, if you predicted it, it would have been crazy, but you didn't. So now what? Like, look, you could have gotten more damage off, but you just, you know what I mean? That's why it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. Okay, on average, it is not worth predicting an event. It's just mathematically true, backed by science. I am science. Yeah, what's the thing? Again, you did it again. You did it again. Look what happened. You missed out on so much damage. It's 3 times in this fight. You could have got another M1 off, which would have been in total probably at least 10 or 15% worth. That's quite a lot. It's like half a bar right there. Miss because you're trying to be the one who knocks. You know what I mean? You're trying to predict that event. And look, they didn't vent. They did not vent. So that's what I'm saying. Right? You gotta be careful. You still got the rocket lance though, so it's fine, but. That happens sometimes where you both just kind of parry right there. Oops, he can't really blame you. I don't know. I was trying to predict. I think it's just like you fought the M1 back. Kind of lucky. Yeah, and use Impel up in their face. Not really from far away. It's not worth from far away. Nice. Nice. Oh, good combos from right there. See, that's where you rolled it right there. You rolled it right. That's good. That's good. Do I even have to say anything? Do I gotta say anything? Like, y'all seen the pattern, right? the pattern is there. Like now again, there's nothing wrong with trying to predict the event. Okay, I be trying to predict that event too. I can't lie, I'm trying to get those style points. But again, on average, it's just not worth it. It's more worth trying to just learn how to extend your combo as much as possible without trying to predict that event. You see like clips like from Garp, right? God, I don't know if you guys watch Garp, but Garp the other God Seeker. When he's landing those combos, he's usually never trying to. In my he's not trying to predict. He's trying to go for the M1 feint, trying to feint all those feint all his monsters to extend as much as possible. If you go for the random parry in the middle of it, it's dropped. It's done. That combo is done. It's goodbye. Say goodbye to it. You know what I mean? But again, like it's just you got to learn to extend your combo before you're trying to predict the parry. But because for the most part though, like if you ever land any uppercut ever, immediately try to predict that event. Because on average, they're going to event. But on average, you're also going to know you're trying to predict their event. Whenever I fight a high blue supers, it's very rare. If I'm like locked in, like actually truly locked in, it's very rare I ever try to vent if they uppercut me. Because I know they're trying to predict that event. I know they're trying to hold S in the air and like dodge that event. Okay? Like I know. But for the most part though, you ever land an uppercut, that's what you want to predict that event. 2-on-1s as well, you want to predict that event. But again, like it's just like I don't know how else to say this. It's just on average, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth trying to predict events. It's not worth it, okay? It's not. Learn to extend your combo first, and then you can get those style points later. But for now, you gotta learn how to extend your combo. Again. See, now I don't even hold on. Now I don't even think you're trying to predict that event. I think you think you're getting hit every time, or you don't even expect to land the M1. Honestly. So it might not even be a predict venting. I think genuinely what's happening here is you don't even expect you land that M1. You got to be confident. You got to be like, okay, I landed that M1. And you got to be more attentive too. It looks like you just kind of expect them to actually parry your M1. You don't even think you're going to get the M1 off. So by instinct, you go and you try and go for the parry back. And in doing that, you don't get yourself hit, right? So you got to see the pattern and like, now you got to like parry from what you see, right? Don't like try and predict parry. It's bad. There you just kind of whiff your vat, kind of unlucky. Also, if you are max posture, you should be going up and clicking T on your keyboard. That is the first thing you should be doing because your posture right now is crazy. So what you should be doing is go walking up to them and clicking T on your keyboard because that will get rid of your posture and then you're safe. You run out like literally any signature block you're doing. You're good. Good. Again, why? Like, I don't even think you're trying to predict the event. I think you're just trying to, you expect them to one back and they don't. And like, because of that, you just miss out on your damage. That's not good. That's not good. Standard gameplay. Prepare. And that's pretty good too. Iron Cake and crit and you're gone. Alright. If you actually want to fight while being very healthy, which is great, you're at a good 60%. The reason why I still wanted to review this VOD, even though you ended the fight at high HP, because there were still so many mistakes made in VOD. There were a lot of mistakes made in VOD, and you definitely could have won this fight a lot better and just better overall. Again, your main issue is I don't even think if you're trying to predict vent, it's you not even being confident you landed on one. I mean, not even the confidence the right word, but like you assuming that they parry your M1 every time you land an M1, you think like you just kind of expect them to parry it, and so you try to go for the parry right after, which ends up being missing out on a lot of damage, right? Which is not good. Okay, you need to be attentive. Okay, against dagger, sometimes. I mean, okay, to be fair, like even against dagger, like I don't think I've ever like hit an opponent and just click F. But like you gotta use your sound cues. Okay, like the parry sound and the hit sound are two very distinct sounds. So you got to be able to differentiate between the two and like kind of have it's kind of like Ultra Instinct. Like you kind of move or parry on your own. Like you just react on your, like without your mind, you just kind of know from like the sound effect. Okay, it's not kind of crazy right now, but what I'm trying to say is you gotta like be more attentive. And when they actually parry your one back and not when you just land that hit. Hopefully that makes sense because I think the main issue is, well, parry issue, of course, but then also hit issue. You think it parried you, like you're getting whiffed by their parry issue. Their parry issue is making you get a hit issue. You know what I mean? So the best way to fix that is to go into the fight, and really try and be attentive to the swings. Okay, try to react off the swing. Don't try and react off like just, oh, they're probably gonna swing back, so I should probably click F. No. That's not how you want to play. Against dagger, sure. Not dagger, should not be playing like that. Fist 2 can be really rocky with the animation sometimes. Power Keeper, the air swing on Power Keeper, but get on tangent here. I'm trying to say, like, again, you want to be attentive. Be attentive, be there, be in the moment, and you're gonna play better. So Bovod, honestly, you definitely a lot of improvement there. You can definitely become a much better player if you follow this advice and watch my video on how to get a deepwoken. And yeah, hopefully you guys learned from this video. And let me know if you have anything else you want to add in the comments below. Goodbye.